You'll remember this lap, right? This absolutely phenomenal little car, 500 horsepower and 500 kilos, giving it the same power to weight ratio as a Bugatti Veyron, and also doing a lap around the same sort of time as said Veyron? Well, today we're going to give that a bit of a try, and we are going to actually put on wheel fender guards that swivel and rotate with the wheels. Oh yes, I have finally figured it out. Only took me like a month or two to actually figure it out, and it was so simple. So to start this off, we're going to have to select a car body that we want. Oh, we could go super long, but no, we have to keep this very light. But I do want to go a super long car just for that extra length. Let's go with something like the little Mazda Miata looking MX-5 looking body. I don't know why I said Miata. We don't call it Miata here. I don't think anywhere apart from America calls it the Miata. Anyway, this is going to be made out of... We're going to say that because we're going to not make an actual Caterham or an actual Lotus 7, which is what it's based upon, but we're actually going to make ourselves... Oh, wait, you know what? No, this needs to be narrower, much narrower. Something more like this. God, this body looks so weird. Now I've lost my train of thought of what I was doing. We're going to say that this is a kit car, so it's going to be... not actually the Caterham or not actually the Lotus. It's going to be a very cheap fiberglass little car. Then it's going to be a space frame, and that space frame is going to be steel. Front longitudinal engine, double wishbone front suspension, and double wishbone rear suspension. Maybe we go multi-link. The weight is the same. Comfort and sportiness go up though. Pretty much everything goes up apart from like, including its production units and like cost and everything. Now the quality for these sorts of things, that's not going to be particularly great. So we'll leave that as it is. New project engine. I think they had like a turbo 4-cylinder, right? So 4-cylinder, aluminium block, dual overcam, 4 valve per cylinder, aluminium again. Do we make it a 2.2? I think we do go for a 2.2. You know, because we're going to need a lot of help getting this up to 500 horsepower, right? I think? I don't remember. I really don't know how that engine is made. Oh wait, no, hold on. No, it only needs 250 horsepower, which makes me think I might be able to do this without a turbo. Oh, that would be fun. All right, let's go for 250 at least. And they probably had a multi-point, but I'm gonna, yeah, all right, I'm gonna go for a multi-point as well. Per cylinder race is going to be a lovely screaming little engine, and we're going to say that this one has to run on a much higher premium fuel to be able to get that sort of power. And this we could say has a little bit of extra quality because this is something that's very easy to get extra quality with. We're going to put a long tubular on here. It's going to it has to have a catalytic converter, right? Because it is a road car, even if it does look a little bit streety. No muffler and no muffler. This thing is going to be loud. So what's 250 horsepower to kilowatts? I think I've already reached it. 186. Okay, we're actually really close. There, we've beaten it. That was really easy, actually. Do we up the quality here so we can get more RPM, or do we go with better quality parts? I think we're just going to use a little bit of a higher quality here so we can stick with cast. And we are not using nearly much of our fuel octane, so we're going to down that to a 95, which is actually a lot more reasonable. And we'll say that this head has been ported out a little bit because I want more power than what they've got. Okay, well now we have a problem here. Now we have to down this again and just go with some regular old forged. Now we can raise the RPM quite a bit. You know what? I actually think I might be able to do this on regular Ron fuel. Yeah. Okay, this thing is exactamundo on 202 kilowatts. So now we have to keep our weight about, what, 550 kilos or lower? We can do that easily, right? We're gonna have to make this as small as possible by reducing everywhere we can before we get rid of it. Then we make the body invisible. You're also invisible. And then we make the windows invisible, and we're going to hide the chassis. So for now, we'll just get rid of the chassis. Rear wheel drive, manual, 5-speed. Bring that top speed up quite a bit, because this is gonna be a very fast car. Now, do we go with probably a geared LSD? I don't know, viscous just doesn't seem like it would be powerful enough. Radials, semi-slicks is very common for this sort of car. Feels as if the engine should also be further back, but there's not really a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. Alloy wheels, vented 1 piston, vented 1 piston. Whoa, actually our tires here are pretty bad. We should probably change their profile a little bit. Fully clad under tray, little bit of brake airflow. Reduce that cooling airflow a little bit because it's not a very good cooling system. Gonna be just a straight old 2-seater with some sport, no entertainment, hydraulic power. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? I think this could go without power steering. It is so light. Now, it doesn't have ABS, but with the way that BeamNG works, I really want ABS. And then we're going to have a basic safety. Like, it can't have nothing. It's got to have like your regular collapsible steering, crumple zone, stuff like that. Standard spring, gas monotube, passive, and then sport? Or do we go race? I don't know. I think this thing probably had more of a race type system? Setup. 0 to 100 is pretty good. Our weight is way too high. Oh dear. These brakes have to be very small to be effective, unfortunately. Oh, you know what? No, this thing has a lot of brake airflow, especially on the front. What was I thinking? It's a lot of drag created by this car. I wish I could get a weight breakdown to see what it is that weighs so much. All right, we're gonna have to start axing things to start losing weight because this is not correct. We're gonna have to say that this thing is made out of carbon fiber just to get the weight low enough. God, even now it's way too much. All right, let's reduce the engine size then. Not something I particularly really wanted to do, but I suppose I have to. And there we go. We're pretty much exactly the amount of horsepower we needed. 185.9. Oh, we have to have a little bit extra power. And there we go. Exactly on it. I had the exact amount of power that they did, but I can't get it light enough. How do you get it lighter? What do we do here? It seems that we can't get the weight quite low enough without having to like quality spam everything. Could go push rod in the rear. I mean, there's space for it, and reduce a little bit of extra weight. That's brought us down 11 kilos. But for us to get down to making it a ton per thing, that's gonna suck. Okay, so I need 316 horsepower, which is what in kilowatts? It's 235 kilowatts. I am gonna have to increase the size of the engine again. Scheisenhauer. This is actually gonna be really hard. I don't know if I can get that much power out of a 2-liter, but I suppose we can give it a try. 5 valves it is. And we don't want to quality span everything to a wit's end, but I kind of have to, don't I? I suppose we can splurge for a race exhaust, considering that this thing is basically a race track car. So it goes for that, like, full race exhaust. Oh boy, that origami of an exhaust system just looks so weird and so awesome at the same time. 235. So I'm about 20 off, 15 off. Oh, we are so close. But I think our weight is down a little bit. What is our weight at? Our weight is now at 647. What was I calculating it about? Oh no, our weight has gone up. Oh no! And we could down the size of our brakes, but that's a real bad. We already have problems with 20% wheel spin. We need to make them bigger, which is gonna make it even worse now. Ah, god damn it. This is poop. Frick. This car is gonna cost so goddamn much. Well, I just don't think this is possible without going to a turbo. I really don't want to go with a turbo. Now I know that changing safety doesn't actually change the weight, so we're just kind of stuck. We don't have enough power. I think we have to actually axe a lot of this engine and go with a turbo. So we're going to down this to like a 1.8 liter. And then we can drop the quality of these things back down again. They're not like ridiculously really high. Okay, so now we have 275 kilowatts and 681 kilos. All right, so we need 254 kilowatts to go with that amount of power, that amount of weight. And we have way more than that, so we're really good now. Fantastic. We'll start dropping these quality sliders down a little bit because this was getting a bit much. I don't like to have things over a +5 for something that's not a supercar. Okay, with the adjusted weight, we are still creating more than enough power, so we're good. We have a better power to weight ratio than a Bugatti Veyron. These brakes are not particularly great. That is a bad time right there. And top speed of 346 kilometers an hour. That's 214 miles per hour. Okay, sure, 214 miles per hour. That's what this thing does. Yep, okay. Let's go ahead and start modeling some things. First, let's actually take away these windows. Now, because we're going to delete these over in the editing area, we are going to go ahead and just turn the body off for now. So this is what we're working with. We're going to have to try to make a Lotus 7 out of this. Oh dear. Not sure if there we go. This Cosworth-powered Lotus 7 type thing. So this is the sort of Lotus we're going for. We're not actually going for the original Lotus 7 with those type fenders, but we are going to try to replicate that chassis look, the main frame look. Let's just go with Caterham. I don't know if I can create that. I can give it a try. That doesn't look rudgy-dudgy at all. No, I don't know what you're talking about. It's fantastic. Let's go ahead and, oh boy, how do I want this to flare out a lot more than what it is flared out currently. Well, here we are with the finalized 7 and 7 by Bloatus. Yeah, should probably put some sort of thing on the front, shouldn't I? There we go. Got a badge on it now, of at least some kind. Really feels as if there's something missing along here, but I'm not sure what it is. I wonder what is on the other side, because all of them are... Okay, so this is the other side. Ah, there's a little bit of a leather latch on it. Oh, I didn't pick that up before. Interesting. There is also racing stripes on there, but God, that's going to be a nightmare to put on. So I don't think we'll do that right... Oh, you know what? Actually, no, we can do that. We're going to cheat a little bit. Yes. Just a little bit. There we go. We now have our blue dual racing stripes. Just don't look at the front too much. You'll like it a lot more that way. Oh dear. What else we got here? We got some sort of like thing here that I'm not sure about. That looks like it's too hard to implement. You know what? I think grab these again. All right. These little touches have actually really helped it come alive. Ooh. What else can we do? Still can't do that, sorry. Not gonna bother putting that grill on the front there, that sucks too much. Headlights, that's what we're missing. We are gonna tilt this shock absorber in editing though. So it looks like there's a lot more gap here. I didn't really leave enough gap, I don't think, to do what it is exactly that they've done, which is to mount it really in between the chassis. Oop. I thought I was dealing with a 3D object just then, that I could just right click and move it around like I do in automation. Yeah, I just don't think it'll fit, unfortunately. We might have to mount it to maybe the fender, maybe? Oh, those are perfect. Nice, that is exactamundo what we wanted. And then they've got a little secondary one for indicators. Okay, maybe we'll just duplicate it, then shrink it entirely and change it to an indicator. All right, there we go. We now have our indicator and headlights. Now it looks like it has a face. It's weird. They got some sort of airbox on the side, but I'm not gonna bother with that, no. I think basically we're done. Oh wait, roll bar. Yeah, roll bar, okay. We can do that. Ooh, okay. Ugh, this is gonna be a little bit harder than what I thought, actually. I hate roll bars. I hate doing this stuff. I need to make a mod to simplify this considerably. For now, we're just gonna have to create it custom. All right. I think we're good now to go on to the next step of modifying, which will be to do these things and also make the chassis invisible. God, this is going to take a while.
All right, so what you're going to do is going to open up your mod that you've just made in the mods manager and unpack it. Then you're going to open up your blender, you're going to click away, you're going to press A to select everything and delete, file, import, DAE, go to where your mod is, and then you're going to put that in here and open up. Now we're first just going to clean up the chassis. Or the body, sorry. You can press Control L once you've selected a little bit of a part that you want to delete, and then press Control L, and it will select everything in that selection. So now we go like this, just delete, vertices, and then back here, back here. You can see that we've gotten rid of everything we want to get rid of. All right, so I went the extra mile, and I may have cleaned up a little bit more than what I needed to. But that's fine. All you're gonna do now is we're gonna grab these and separately take them away. But how we do that now, there's probably better ways of doing this, but this is the way I know how to do it. So we go back to object mode now that we've cleaned that up. So we make sure the body is selected and Shift D to duplicate. And then press escape, and that'll just keep it in exactly the same place. Now this is the copy, and we're gonna change the name of this to Fender. Now, I don't know about capitalizations, but I tend to steer away from them and multiple words if I can, because sometimes that can cause issues with programs. I don't think it's exactly the same with BeamNG, but I don't want to tempt it. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to go back into edit mode by pressing tab and wireframe mode, and we're just going to delete everything except for one of the fenders, because we know that fender is exactly the right size and shape. And then delete vertices. I press 3 on the numpad to bring this into this orthographic view. Press G to move it around. We're just gonna place it around here somewhere to kind of hopefully line up with being in line with this. So say this is a circle, an entire circle, that would be the center. That's basically what we're aiming for here. Doesn't have to be exact. Then I'm gonna press 1, gonna move it sideways. GX locks it to the X-axis, and there we go. We have done it. We now have a new part of our model called fender. Then we unhide everything. Select A, F4, export, DAE, and right back to where it was. So it should be here. Select that and export collada. God, this is such the boring part of all of this. So we're gonna go to the main JBeam of
file for the car, which will just be named after the car.jbeam. Then we're going to scroll down until we find flex bodies. Then we're going to find the chassis, because we don't want the chassis to show. Either you could select all of this and just delete it, or at the very beginning, you could turn this from a line of code into a comment by putting 2 forward slashes in front of it. Save, exit. Now up to this point, we've cleaned up the body and we've cleaned up the chassis. Let me show you that. Here we are, a very clean looking chassis, except for the fact that the guards are still there and they shouldn't be there yet. As you can see, the guards are not actually attached to the wheels, and that's what we're going to fix today. I just don't know why the guards are still there. That is so weird, because I deleted them, right? No, hold on, I didn't. Yeah, okay, so we've made the clean fenders. Now we have to go in here and we have to delete. I'm going to press 7 on the numpad, and we're going to delete these guards because we don't want them here anymore. We don't want you anymore! There we go. Now it just looks like some sort of weird rocket-looking thing. Oh, hold on. No, we wanted to keep the color. Damn, I forgot to do that. All right, give me a second. Let me show you how to grab the colors from here. Okay, so these will all have colors. What you do is you come down to here and you start selecting things until you find the one you want. It'll be one of these. I swear to God, it will be one of these. When it's finally selected the one you want, that's the one we'll keep. Okay, for me, it was this one. Material 24, bloater 7, 7 temp 12. So it's 2412. Oh boy, that was a lot. And now we can just press select on that and then delete it. It makes it a whole lot easier. Now let's go back to where our fender is, and then it was 24 again. And select assign. So now it has a color material attached to it. And then we reopen everything up and select all, F4, export, DAE, back to where it was, and export. Also, I noticed that the number plate is blank, which is really weird. And the colors are all good, everything is fine. I see that there's a bit of an issue here, but that's probably due to more about that whole mess. Oh no! Yeah, we're gonna have to clean that up too. God, this is going to be a long-ass video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you like it so much that you subscribe. Please. I mean, we reached 1,000. That's pretty awesome. Now, let's go make these fender guards. This time we're going to go in and we're going to open up the wheels front. And we're going to duplicate this. Control V, Control Z. Now, we have brake caliper F5. We're going to change that for the name of what we put here, and I believe it was called fender. Just straight old fender. There we go. And we're going to put it on the other one as well. Then, here's the trick. We're going to grab everything from the comma to the end here, and we're going to move this over. So, we got axle FL and axle FR. Now, the R is a negative position on the first number. So we're going to copy that. We're going to find that this one is the negative of the first number, and we're going to put that right in there. Control V, Control Z, and then the Control Z just undoes the weird formatting that it does. And now we're going to grab the L, Control C, and put that on the other one. Control V and Control Z, and there it's in there now. Now comes positioning. So we got this here, gonna wait for it to update its little doodad. It's gonna move the camera gently, and then Control R. Oh yeah, that reminds me, part of the reason why I found this so tricky when I was trying to figure out how to do this is check out the brakes on this thing. Notice that the brake here is forward of the axle, and then over here the brake is rear of the axle. Yeah, that's yikes, that's a big ol' yikes. So what's also happened here is we've accidentally grabbed the scaling of these brake calipers and the orientation, so it's a little bit jank. We're gonna have to fix that. I believe this is the R, so we're gonna just move the R to make sure that we got it right. We're just gonna hit 3 on that, Control S. Yep, good, so that one was right. So we're gonna go back here. We know that the rotation and the orientation of this one is correct. We're just gonna move it back. Just scale it down to defaults. So here we got the position, which is what I was playing with. We got the rotation, which we will be playing with in a second, and then the scale. We just need to put this all back to 1. Come back here after saving, Control R, and it's almost perfectly lined up. Now you're gonna notice when I turn, there's no skewing of this whatsoever. It is basically perfect. Now all we have to do is just basically get it into position. And this is just going to take a little bit of time, really. So here we've got the width of the offset, which we'll be changing in a second. Here we've got the how far forward it is, which we're going to take back a little bit. We're going to change that to 1.1. Oh wait, these are different. Ah, okay. So we're playing with the right one. We're going to move this back by 0.1. And this is the height of it. So we're not going to play with that yet. We've just moved the... We've scaled this one and we've moved this one a little bit. Okay, 0.2 was too far. We're going to move it back
so it was only moved 0.1. That is almost lined up. Now we just got to drop its height. Okay, we're almost good. We're going to move it out a little bit and then backwards. There we go. That is pretty well lined up. And now when we turn it, it's going to be perfectly with the wheel. Nice. So let's give this one a bit of a drive around. And you can see here that it doesn't sink when the suspension moves or anything like that. It's just really perfectly on there. We've got a little bit of like a weird kind of problem here with our weight, but that once again is probably due to these weird, massive overhangs. Now let's go fix the other one. We're gonna grab the position here, everything except that very first negative symbol. Control C, we go here and hit Control V, then Control Z to bring the orientation back. Control S. So now you see that you've got the orientation right. We're just going to get that rotation, which should be the first number, correct? Oh, close. Okay, so it's not 45 degrees we want this to be. There we go. We just wanted it to be at 0 degrees, and that seemingly, I believe, has given us the right thing. Now, you're also going to notice that I never actually tilted this over, and in automation, it actually looked a little bit weird because the fender was this way and the wheel was on its camber. But now it's actually on its camber, so that has worked for us because we've got it going with the axle of the wheel. If you want to know exactly what it is that it's attached to, see this AXF3 here and this AXF1? That is actually what it's attached to. So when you turn the wheel, it moves the fender with it. Fan-diddly-tastic. Now we're done. That's basically everything. Are you happy? I mean, I'm not happy that the number plate lost its thing, but what can you do? It's automation. It's just going to be a little bit jank. Also, what on earth has happened here? What? That's broken? Okay. What? Whatever. It's fine. The colors shine up at least. Oh boy. This thing has a lot of power and a lot of oversteer. We're going to take a little bit of time and we're going to fix these locations. If you haven't seen this before, well, now we're going to go over it again. And this one is a real mess. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fix the orientation of these. These are flipped. So we're going to put a negative on one of these and remove the negative from the other. So A29. Going to go to the main J-beam, Control F, A29. Oh wait, this is wheels front. My bad. Then we're going to select this, Control C. We're going to hit Control V there, so now it finds both of them. Now notice we're not selecting the minus there. That's the width, so that's the one thing that we're not going to usually change. We're going to delete that there, and we're going to put it there. And Control S, back to here, hit refresh, and now you see that this is no longer crossed over like it was before. And now we're just going to go through and start hugging this all mesh to the body of the car. Oh god, this front end is such a mess. Oh my god. This is horrific. Like, where do I even start? Okay, let's clean these numbers up and clean that mesh up. And now we see that this car has come a long way. Except for the fact that unfortunately, for some reason, I can't get this mesh to line up the way that I had it in automation. I don't know why that is. Also, this was not mirrored, and for some reason it is mirrored. And for some reason, these straps that I put on the side are all white. Actually, a lot of things have gone white when they shouldn't have gone white. Like, that's gone white, and that shouldn't have gone white. This is meant to be white, yes, because that's actually a part of the body. So, these are all... Yeah, what happened? I don't know, that's the sort of debugging thing that you need to go in for automation for yourself, because this is always a different issue. I have tried to fix this once, and it is just a pain in the butt cheeks. But for now, we have ourselves a Caterham. Let's see how it handles. Camera behind the car, giving it a bit of a drive around. Oh, okay. It is a little spin happy. This is going to be the sort of thing that I'm going to need to have my steering wheel out for. Oh my god, did this thing nearly tip over? No way! Okay, what's happening here? Oh, yeah. Also, oh god, what the hell is going on? Seriously, what is this? That's impossible. Also, I have the exhaust on the wrong side. I wish I had noticed that. Is it because I've got too many nodes high up? Like, what is this? I mean, I could move a few of these nodes around a little bit. See if that could help it. I don't know why these things were jiggling around. They really shouldn't have been. Alright, time to do a little bit more editing then, I suppose. That's, interesting. Yeah, okay, sure. Something's happening there. Is my car listing to one side? Is it? I think it is. I think if we look directly on the horizon, you can see here that it's leaning to the right. What the hell is that? I've never seen that before. Something is really wrong here. I don't know what it is. But at least we're not rolling so easily now, so that's good, right? But this car is hard to control. Oh dear God, oh no. Oh, this is not great. Now, one thing I did notice on the actual Caterham is that it had a little bit of a wing on the front, but I get the feeling that wasn't a wing, that was actually just a canard to reduce drag around the suspension components. So we're not gonna fiddle with that. What we are gonna do is maybe make those front tires just a smidgen bit narrower. So we're gonna go to wheels front. This is opposed to re-exporting the automation car and then having to change all of the changes we made again. We're just gonna go in and we're just gonna narrow the tires in code. So here we've got width and tire width for the hub and everything else. So we're just gonna bring this down a little bit. Bring that down to 245s and 245s. You generally want to keep them the same. Unless you want to stretch tire, you can make the hub width a little bit, the tire width a bit smaller. Okay, hopefully here we have a little less oversteer now. I think this amount of oversteer is controllable. Way to make me eat my words there, game, thanks. Yeah, this thing is crazy. Why does it want to keep tipping over? What is happening? Oh my God, please. Why? What's happening? What are you doing to me? Oh God. I suppose the only thing I can really do is take it over to the... Oh, why? Why? Okay, what happens if I turn left instead? Okay, so turning left is a lot more stable. Turning right, on the other hand, is fraught with peril for some reason. You can see there... Oh my God. What the hell? I don't even... Oh, I don't want to start this project again either. Oh, this car is so goddamn jank. All right, let's go over to the automation test track. If you want to try out this car, it will be on the BeamNG repository and available when they get around to checking it. Okay, let's do this. Ah! Okay, let's be a little bit smarter about this. What the flip? What is happening? Why does that? Why does that? That is a why the what that is what even? What? What? How? That is impossible. I hate this car so goddamn much. All right, we're going for a Sunday drive now. We're gonna switch to third person. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna drive nice and slowly around here, not driving at speed or anything. This car is just going to go around like a lovely leisurely drive. We're gonna give this thing a fill score. This car is done. I hate it. Maybe I'll revisit it one day and try to do another one and actually make it work. I don't know what's happened here. I think there may have been an error with the exporter because remember this thing was having a little bit of problem with this sort of stuff before I started editing the nodes, which means that there was an exporter issue there. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it. I am just completely and utterly baffled. So for now, let's just give it a bit of a fill score, except it's going to get terrible trackability and terrible handling scores because of this. Absolute atrociousness. You know what? No. Okay, so I'm recording now what section would be called the fill score, but I'm gonna scrap that. I am very sick right now. It's actually becoming really hard for me to properly record. So I'm just gonna end this here. I'm gonna say thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like this. If you want to try out the car yourself, you can go over to the BeamNG repository. And I mean, if you're there, you could probably even give it a bit of a rating over there in the BeamNG repository. Just to do the bit for me. Also, if you want the fenders that I've used, they've been on the automation community workshop section for mods on Steam, so you can get that there. But for now, I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye. Oh shit!